Bonjour. I found recently some Golden Age comics. Yeah, found them within my collection at the back of my Captain America run, which I thought I had Golden Age in the past and I thought I'd sold them. And I found, and we are going to have, I just thought it would be interesting for, well, hopefully a few of you to have a little look inside if you've never seen inside these Golden Age beauties. Marvel Comics, Human Torch and Captain America from 1943, I think that one, 1945. These are all from the 40s. There we go, Captain America fighting the Japs, issue 25. So we're talking about, you know, the second, we're talking about the second year. No, the first issue of the third year of Captain America. That's if it was monthly. I don't know if they were bi-monthly or not, actually. Anyway, early days. Here we go, issue 45. These are mostly all Human Torch and Captain America. I won't go through every single page. These are just great. They just are. The private life of Captain America in this one, and I think there's a retelling of the origin in this one as well. So I just thought it would be interesting. Issue 62. Look at this cover. Oh, Bucky's in trouble. Look. I just thought we could have a light-hearted look at what comics were like in the 40s. So if you fancy some of that, this is a little bit different to what I normally do. So if you fancy, if you're up for a bit of that, join me after the scroll. Right, so here we go, guys. Unslabbed and in all their glory. Here we go, Marvel Mystery Comics. There's nice little surprises. Obviously, look at this wonderful cover, and obviously it's of the moment. We are in, what year is this? 1948. Marvel Mystery Comics. And look at just a little slice of life from the 40s in America. Even though I know he's doing this because a wife can't testify against her husband. So he's marrying, he's up to no good. Yeah, he's marrying her, he's forcing her to marry him so that she can't testify against him. He's obviously done something naughty, you know, and Human Torch has got to stop her before she says, I do. And look how they spelt, look, Noivus. Come on, Judge, hurry this, or my trigger finger might get nervous. I don't know what part of America that is, but they've spelt it out on the cover in 1948. I love it. Oh, ain't it comical, Goldie? Killer marries star witness. Ha ha. This is beautiful stuff. I love the elegant way that, obviously, this was a different age, but even, you know, even despite the women's legs and feet drawn so beautifully, like the woman's figures, look, the figure drawing on this is I don't know if this is Sid Shaw's or not. I'm not big on Golden Age, and like I say, I found these. Obviously, they've got to have the back of the tights with the line. I forget what you call them now. That line. Look how wonderful this stuff is. So this is your Human Torch tail. And then, obviously, I won't flick through every single page, but look how it's glorious. They're just fighting gangsters. And at this point, Human Torch is an android. So, you know, this is wonderful stuff. Now we've got Submariner. Look, we've got another tale, 6 or 8 pages. And we've also got Namora. I don't know what they are on the side of her head. I don't, and it's all about the women again in the little low-cut tops and that. But you know, look at how Namora's dressed. We could not get away with that now. We probably couldn't get away with Namor just dressed up in his tight little trunk. This is glorious stuff. Namora is beautiful. With this artwork. That's obviously, I don't know if that's a femme fatale or not. Obviously, like I say, I'm not a golden age, particularly aficionado. Namor of comics, didn't know. Mystery, action, thrills, and romance. Oops, I could have. Yeah. If only I was around in the 40s, I could have made my hair longer. Here we go. Look at this blonde phantom. Like I say, just a little. Just look. In mad music moans a devil's dirge. Look at that, the guns of the pearls, a string of precious pearls tinkling like tears of torment. Sounds like Stan Lee writing that, doesn't it? Because obviously he was around in this era. And here's your hoodlums, which the blonde phantom has got to deal with. And she does. The blonde phantom, oof! Nice 9-panel grids, even in the 40s. And it's all your typical stuff. They knew their audience, didn't they? Of course they did. Look, no, Cat, don't do it. She's chained up. Don't even know who that is yet. But obviously, as you turn the page, you will get told. This is pure. It's just great draftsmanship, to be fair. I mean, I know it's not on the scale of Al Williamson and stuff, but this stuff, it was great. Who is Golden Girl? That's who that is. Golden Girl. She's been tied up. Only Captain America can save her. The end. Like I say, they knew. They really, really did know their audience in the 40s. Timely comics, as in Marvel. Here we go, Captain America, but not as you know him. Because this is 1943, so things were a little bit different. And we have got more of the same. Actually, this artwork isn't as good, I don't think. But the type of stories that he got involved in weren't, how we know, and again, scantily clad women were just a big part of it. It's just one, like I keep saying, they knew their audience. So you've got one, the films of death, the torch and Toro, the stark terror and horrible tortures of a Nazi prison camp. So obviously of the time. Typical stuff, isn't it? Now. But it's just of the moment. And look at this, the murdering mummy and the laughing sphinx. I thought this is super creepy. I don't know whether this was Sid Shaw's. A little bit of tape here holding the comic together. Look, after 80 years. But I thought some of this artwork was really nice. Obviously, it's not on the scale of today, is it? But I just thought it's interesting. It's interesting stuff that he's fighting. Captain America is fighting a mummy, a sphinx. Issue 45. Now, this is interesting because what we have here, obviously, this is all pre-code. I mean, that's a really nicely rendered cover, actually. I think. I don't know if that's Sid Shaw's or not, but I cannot see a signature on that. Anyway, what this comic from 1945 is interesting for, and it isn't particularly red hot artwork of the time. I mean, this figure work is quite unusual, I've got to say. I mean, I do kind of like that in a weird way. I do like that figure work in that kind of style. But what I wanted to show you all was this. Obviously, the villain of the story getting electrocuted. Pre-code. Nowadays, after what happened in the late 50s, was it? Couldn't show someone getting electrocuted in the comic now. the usual hoodlums. But in 1945, kids were allowed. You could show them, look, we're in jail. Look, the prisoners have got knives. Now there's a thing in the swamp. He fought a sphinx in that other issue I had. So just unusual, like the villains. Now it's the human beast he's fighting. Definitely more of a horror kind of thing going on when he wasn't punching out in the early days, when he wasn't punching out the Nazis. This issue 59, is interesting for a couple of reasons. Now we do get, now here is the origin. You know, readers who have followed the exciting career of Captain America know he is in reality Steve Rogers, recently discharged from the US Army. But surely you must have asked yourself, who is Steve Rogers? Here we go. So this is issue 59 in the year of 1946. So after the Second World War, obviously he's been discharged from the army. And this is all the stuff we've come to know and love, isn't it? Have we got the name? Have we got the names here? The great Professor Reinstein. I don't know if that's the name that survived the test of time. But obviously it was an injection, the serums of success, the power surging through your... But then, my God, the hand of democracy's enemy reached deep into the ranks of America's high officials. One observer was in the pay of Hitler's Gestapo. Now, so that's the origin story. Now, the other thing I found interesting about this was there is artwork in here. I mean, there's a Robin. The villain in this one's Robin Hood, or trying to pretend he's Robin Hood. But there is early artwork in this from Carmine Infantino. So, who, you know, might be a name you know, might not be a name you know, but who went on to do quite a lot. I think he went on, I think really, for me, he's associated with The Flash over at DC. And I think it's either the Human Torch tale. I mean, I can't tell. If it was modern art, I could, or modern comic art, I could probably tell. I don't think it's the Captain America story that's Infantino. I think it's that one. Did the eyebrows give it away? I don't know. Miss America magazine, look at that, 1946. Brilliant. Bombs away. Bombardier cockpit with target collar. Look pretty cool for $2. Wow. Complete cockpit for $1.98. There we go. I personally love this cover. There is nothing about this cover that if you if you took this idea, I mean, when I do cover of the week in my normal videos, this would be my cover of the week every week. He's in the poor old Bucky's in the kingdom of terror. Look, I don't know whether or not he wants to get rescued from these blonde maidens or not. He's been tied up. Look, they're all, I mean, blimey, there's loads more in the back. Look. Yeah, I just think you've got your femme fatale. I mean, what a cover! You couldn't. She's out wielding an axe. You just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So over the top with this guy here, and we're straight into it. Kingdom of Terror. Love it. Love it. And again, here we go. You know, SWAT. Oof. I've always loved. They've got to infiltrate the crime club, but this character here, Betsy Ross, who's worked for the FBI, she worked there before. She's helping them out. That's not an early precursor of Sharon Carter, is it? At all. in 1947, love it. Captain America in disguise. Don't take his mask off. He just puts a hoodie on. Puts a hoodie and a hat on. Love it. Oh, this is great. This is great stuff. The Dance of Death. I mean, I think that is a really, again, could we do gypsies anymore? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, there's something like out of reminds me of Dave Stevens. You can tell this is where he took his inspiration from. Betsy Ross is also a teacher, worked for the FBI. She's awesome. Oh, Betsy. No relation to, General Thunderbolt Ross. And again, we know our audience, we've got these little tops and they're not crop tops. I forget what tops they are. But again, the Carmine Infantino strip is this one. The Case of Blank Benny. So I don't know if you're a Carmine Infantino fan, if you can see his flourish in these early days, in the the late 40s here. Here's the story of a sappy chappy who makes gunmen happy. The bizarre mystery of a half-wit that calls upon the keen wit of the daring torch and his battling boy companion Doro. So he's a battling boy companion. Excellent. Flowing heads. Just to save time. No backgrounds needed. And again, I just think, here we go again. Melody of horror now. A mad musician. Captain America and Bucky play second fiddle to no one. I mean, what a great pun. What a great pun. I'd love to think that is Stan Lee. Love to think that is him working his magic back in the day. They play second fiddle to no one. Look at playing the fiddle as they try to stop the mad musician from playing a melody of horror. And they're at the Lee School. Dear oh dear, good old Stan. It must be Stan Lee, mustn't it? They're at the Lee School, where Steve Rogers is a teacher after the war. And again, damsel in distress, sob. Playing her fiddle, crack, bam. Love it. Don't know who the artist was on this. The end. Yeah, sorted. Story done. Gangsters' greed. Wide adverts, girls, all about. God knows why they're advertising for the girls here. Anyway, doesn't matter. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little. I know it was just quick, a little fleeting. I'll leave you with that beautiful cover. Beautiful cover with legs and with bare legs, bare shoulders. I mean, that was the origin. Sensational, all from the 40s. I really do think that's a great cover as well. Don't want to cover that one up, to be fair. That is a classic cover. Look how wide this one was as well in the early days. I mean, I don't know when they narrowed it down, but this is a wide boy. But look, you couldn't get away with, again, this is just what's so interesting about Golden Age, is getting away with it. And the other good cover, I mean that's in really good nick, to be fair, this one, considering that's 1948. But look at these two covers. What a slice of 1948 life. Particularly this word bubble here, where a wife can't testify against her husband. Wow. Who would have thought it, eh? And Bucky don't want to, I don't know what he wants to do. He don't want to testify, does he? Is he going to have to? Still love that cover. Anyway, I'm rambling. I will leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed that quick little look at some Golden Age beauties. And until next time, I'll bid you all adios.